Hey y'all, it's Crystal from Triple C Creations Crafting coming to you from North Georgia. And my video today is really out of necessity. And I have looked for videos like this before and have not found them. So I am going to jump in and I'm going to do it. I just got back from a weekend with my family to the Smokies. And I love my family, but I do have 3 boys. So not a lot of like girly things. They will craft with me, you know, they've been in my videos before, but it's definitely not their thing. I did go to a scrapbook store while I was out there. I did not buy anything. I did really good. I did not buy anything. I did buy some tools at the tool store, but it was a really good deal. So that may be another video. However, I spent a lot of time while we were in the car watching YouTube videos on crafting, on card making, on paper crafting, on making embellishments and using up scraps, but I didn't have anything to craft with. And when we had our camper, I had like a little box that I would take, and so this is kind of like that. But this is really going to be more of a, like, I can take it in the truck. I can craft in the truck while we're driving. I can take it in my hotel room. So looking at what do I realistically need, and I want to be able to have everything I need to make cards. So like I said, I've looked for videos like this before, and I did make a box. I used actually like a wooden desk organizer, and I had all my supplies in that. I think it had a little drawer maybe underneath, but that was for my camper. So I'm thinking even smaller. So the first thing I needed to do was I need a bag. So I went to my closet, and I'm not buying anything for this. I went to my closet and I found this bag. I don't know who made this bag. I actually bought it on Facebook yard sale from somebody I know. And let's see if it says flower spring, I believe. I don't see a tag. It's a good size though. It's almost square. Yeah, I don't see a tag anywhere. I'm going to measure it. So it is 9 inches long by about 7.5 inches wide. And the height is 8.5 inches. And it has like pockets all around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 more. So there's 16 pockets all around it. Now, I'm not going to be putting things in those pockets right now, because I don't want them to fall out. Now, as I'm crafting, that will be a good place to stick things, to keep them handy. But right now, I'm not going to put things in the pockets. So I've got this. I also thought a 31 bag would be. They've got the small. They're more rectangle. I think it's meant to hold like file folders. That would be a good one too. It's only got the pockets on the side. So that was actually what I was going for, and then I found this, and this is kind of slick. It is 2 layers. I've used this for various things. It's a good, like a little utility bag. So got that. Now, started making me a list of the night of what did I need to take. And the first thing on my list was my card bases. Now, I was going to take some A2 and some A1, but if you watched another video, I did buy a bunch of A1 envelopes here at Hobby Lobby. It's been a while back. It wasn't at their most recent clearance sale, but I bought Why and Craft. Honestly, I got like 50 envelopes for maybe like 50 cents. I got, hardly nothing. Then I did not have card bases, and I could have made these, but I just found that it would be easier, more for my time, to just go to Amazon, and I ordered me, I don't remember. It's a really thick stack. It's probably a couple of hundred for not that much. So I've got these card bases, and now I'm taking 20. And I did 20 card bases, and then I did 10 white and 10 craft. The card bases I bought were all white. The craft ones were quite a bit more expensive, so all my card bases are white. But the paper that I'm using has a lot of craft in it, so I'm taking some craft envelopes. And also, too, I think when we look at the paper, I don't know that it would be good to do craft paper on craft cards. So that's why I'm just going with the white cards. So I am going to go ahead, these are scored, but I am going to go ahead and fold all these before I put them in my bag. And so how am I going to store this? I love storing my small paper pads with their embellishments, if they've got some. I've started storing them in these. Now this is Ziploc brand. It does not have to be Ziploc brand. However, these are the quart size. I don't care if it's storage, if it's freezer. The freezer ones are thicker though, so they tend to last better. I don't even care about the top, if it's the easy slide or if it's the zip. Here's what I care about. I like this bottle. I like this bottom because, let me show you. This is where I keep like my small paper pads. And then you can see in the front, I've got my, kind of like my sets. So as I open a pad and I start using it, the pad will fit in here. It fits very nice. I don't have anything in the bottom to like mess up my paper. I can put my embellishments in here. My cut aparts, because I do typically just pull those out and go ahead and cut them apart. And they fit in, this is a basket. I think this basket may have come from Walmart, but Dollar Tree probably has very similar ones. And then my whole paper pads that I've not really started on are back here. So I like that. I don't like the ones, and these are the most common ones now. So I actually had our time. A lot of them have this at the bottom, and the thought process is as you fill them up to freeze them, they will actually like sit up. But I don't like that for paper crafting. So I like the flat ones, and I've actually bought a couple of boxes to try to find these that have just the plain old-fashioned bottom. So I want to make my cards, go ahead and crease them with my bone folder. It's not a bone folder, it's from my We Are Memory Keepers thing. Make my cards, and I will put them in one baggie. Okay. Now, tools. I think I'm going to take, ooh, stuff goes rolling off my desk. I have this small guillotine trimmer. I actually have 3 or 4 of these. Don't judge me. I bought them at Walmart several years ago on clearance. I think I paid $3 a piece for them. So yes, I bought every one they had. And I know at one time I had one at school. Sometimes I'll leave one at church. I gave my mom one to use, like to trim up photos. So I keep one on my craft desk. This is what I use, especially if I'm making like embellishments or something. I do wish it was just a little bit wider. It only measures to 4 inches. It goes a little bit further. I was looking for my ruler here. It only measures to 4 inches. Let's see, if I go past the 4 inches, it goes, you've got this, like the end of the cutting mat, which is about 1/8 of an inch. And then if you go all the way out to the, and this curves, but if I measure up here, if I can try to measure up here at this, it's about 4.5. But if I'm making an A2 size card, that doesn't help me. So that is my only issue. It doesn't have anything that folds out. It's very basic, but it does cut good. So I'm going to take that. Now, I did debate, and I may add this later. It's like I'm threatening you with a knife. I may add this later, is one of the small Dollar Tree cutting mats and rotary cutters. And I actually have the rotary cutter, and I have the Dollar Tree mat somewhere, but y'all, I cannot find them. I have looked for them forever. I was looking for them to make replacement cutting pads for my Sizzix, and I couldn't find them. So I don't know. But I may end up adding that later. You know, that would not be something I could use in the car, but it would be something I could use in the hotel room. So I may add that. It will not be a lot of weight because here's the cutter. It's very small. It does work. I don't know how long it'll last, but you know, for traveling. And then the cutting board is about like this, maybe like 4x6. So it's not very big. So I may end up adding that. All right, so I'm gonna take my guillotine, and since it doesn't cut the cards, now I'm gonna make a 1 size cards, but I still need to be able to cut. I'm gonna cut my first layer at 4 3/4, so this will not cut it. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Other tools I'm going to take. Now I'm going to take a basket because I think it would be good to have something firm. This may even just go in the bottom of my bag to kind of give it to give it kind of more solid, but then I can always take it out. So, and then in here, I'm going to take, whoops, my glue dot unrolled and stuck to that. Okay. That answers one question. So I'm going to take, and this is a We Are Memories keeper, one of the few things that I have bought full price, but it does do 3 different corner rounders, and I may end up, after I take this, deciding I don't need this, but it is smaller. Here at home, I do have the larger crocodile that does the 1/2 and the 1/4, so I can travel with this one. I'm going to take a pair of scissors. Now this is kind of a medium pair. I kind of debated. I was going to take like my really small pair, and then I was like, well, but I might need to cut something bigger, but I don't want to take a full size, so I'm going to take this pair. I'm going to take, I have a lot of decorative scissors, and I don't ever use them. So I'm going to take 1 pair, and maybe this will get me to use them. Ooh, I just realized, is this the postage stamp? Is this what I would want for a postage stamp? I've been wanting to make some postage stamps. Okay, I may have to switch this out for another one. We'll see. I'm going to take, and look, I have 2 of them right here now because I'm packing one. This is from my all-in-one We Are Memory Keepers, and I want to take one of these. I'm taking a old gift card. You can take an old motel room card for a scraper, and then my adhesives. Now I've got several here. I'm not going to take a liquid adhesive because really the best one that would like dry as fast would be the art glitter glue. I don't want to take the chance of it being getting too cold and messing it up, so I'm just not going to take it. I'm going to take some of this extra strength permanent bond. This is Elmer's Craft Bond, so I'm going to take one of those, and then I'm going to take a glue runner, and this is I made sure this is a fresh one. It's pretty fresh. These are the foam tape. This both of these came from the Dollar Tree. This is a pack I've already been using, so I mean that is going to be plenty for me to take. This is part of a roll. This does not come from the crafting section. This actually comes from the hardware section. It's a very big roll, and I can always cut this up too. So I'm going to take those 2 things, and then I've got a bunch of glue dots that I bought again at the Walmart when it was on clearance for practically nothing, and I just cut off a piece and rolled them up. These are, I think these are 1/2 inch and these are 1/4 inch. And after I go for the first time, I may decide I don't need all that, and then I've got 2 glue erasers or adhesive erasers, so I'm going to take one of those. May end up having to add some washi tape to hold that closed. We'll see. All right. All right, I'll put this in my bag. So that's kind of the basics. Something else that would be a basic, I think, is a black and a brown Sharpie, and then a fine tip black. Now the reason for those is, let me find a piece of scrap. I'm not going to take any stamping, but if you want to like kind of get the same effect, and you can kind of run your Sharpie just along the tip of your paper and get a similar effect. So I'm going to take a black and a brown, and then I'm going to take a fine tip black. I want to make sure that this one works. And check this brown. Like I said, there's a lot of craft paper in mine. Yeah, so you kind of get that antique without a stamping set, because that would be, I'm not going to get into that while I'm trying to travel. Okay, now that's well, almost. Hold on. Last thing, I needed a work surface, so I went into the kids stuff and I found this clipboard, and my thought was a clipboard, but I wasn't sure if it would fit in my bag, and it does. This is, I think, a Dollar Tree clipboard. Bonus, it has measurements. So, you know, worst case scenario, if I needed to cut something larger than my cutter, then I could use this to measure and mark it and cut it. So, okay. I'm going to take this silicone mat, and I'm going to actually attach it to this clipboard. So this is going to be my work surface while I'm traveling. There we go. So this came from Tuesday morning. I think I paid like $6 or $7 for it. way overpriced though. Buy the sets off Amazon, much cheaper. Even like if you haven't looked in the pet supplies, it's like a mat to put pet bowls in, and I have some of those that I got at an Amazon like warehouse sale, and I got them for like a quarter or 50 cents a piece, and they've got a little lip around them. That would be no, those are bigger too. This is the smallest one I have. It's the one I paid the most money for, but that's what I'm going to use this for. So, and it will fit in here. So, all right, now that's the basic stuff that will always stay in there, and I may add some more to it. I was just thinking, I think a pencil would be something good. So let me grab a pencil and put in here. I was just thinking if I needed to mark a line. I use these big pencils too. So, which means they travel good. The lead doesn't break. All right, now paper. So I went to my little basket that I was showing you earlier, and I found a paper pad. This is not a brand new paper pad. I have used some of this, but I've not used a lot. And typically, like I said, what I do is I will pull out my my cut aparts, and I go ahead and cut them apart. And I'll talk about those cut aparts and embellishments in a little bit. So all my cut aparts are out. There are 36 sheets. There's 24 designs. It says, so I guess I don't get 2 of every one. I don't know. This is only single-sided paper. So like I said, I've got 20 cards. So I'm going to pull out paper, and I'm going to cut my card bases before I go. So I'm going to cut everything down. So if I've got 24 papers, and these are 6 by 6, I need 3 1/4 for a card base. So I can't really get 2 card bases out of one of these. So I'm going to need 20 pieces of paper. So I'm going to go through, and I'm going to tear out 20 pieces of paper, and I'm going to cut them down. And nobody wants to watch me cut down 20 card bases. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to stop the camera, and I want to do that. And then I'll come back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I think I can now say I have killed a paper pad. By the time I took out 20 papers, I think there were 6 left. So here's the ones that I did not use. But I did go ahead and cut the branding strips off while I had my big paper cutter out. So let me tell you what I did. I cut the branding strips off, and then I cut the hole off. So that left me with 2 flags each of those. Then I cut down the 6 by 6 into 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So, and some of them, if they were like oriented one way or the other, I might do one way and one another way. So I think this one, I did one portrait style and one landscape style. So it's like a banner of doilies. So I don't know if I did this one. I think I did this one the same way. A lot of them, orientation doesn't matter. So got my 20 card fronts here. Now, this is all that was left. So I am not wasting any. I did keep my title. I'm going to keep that with this set so that, you know, if I end up using this on another video or something, I can refer back to it. So this is Spring Fling. This is a Pebbles book. I want to think I got this at Pop Shelf. So, and it would have been, I think, $3 or $4 there. And then I cut these off the front too and kept those. All right, so let me throw this away. Or, well, yeah, let me pull out my trash can. Just rake it off in there. So after I cut that, so for every paper I cut, I did have the flags. So I have a lot of little flags that will be great embellishments. Then I have these strips that are about a little over 1 inch wide by, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, almost 6. And okay. And then I have another one, and these are a little less than 5 by about 2.5. So I have those. Yeah, I guess it depends on how I cut the paper. They're a little bit different. So that is all the scraps. Now, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to take these coordinating papers, and I'm going to pull out my punches, and I'm going to pull out my dies, and I'm going to make some ephemera. Now, didn't talk about the cut aparts in this pack because I had already pulled them out and I had cut them up. So I went to my sentiments, my cut aparts, and I pulled out the ones that I thought went with this package, or that matched it. Okay, so, and some of these I know that they did not come from the pack, but I think they'll match it anyway. So there's a little birdhouse. No, I don't think that one. No, that blue. See, look, I even pulled these out the first time, and now I want to change my mind. I think that one, because it's got some black in it. It's got the little flowers. I definitely think this one come from this pack. And I don't usually buy, like, I don't buy matching ephemera. I buy whatever's on sale. Now, this I know came from a different pack, but this was a 12 by 12 page, and I circle punched these out of just the paper. But I still think they will look good with it. I somehow, though, you know, even though I claim I don't buy matching ephemera, I ended up with a pack of matching ephemera. I did not buy these. I know I did not buy these at the same place. So these had to have been super clearance. I could have got them at the thrift store. I can't say. But these do match. So I do have some of these. So I went through my ephemera. I pulled out all the ones I still have of this. And I think these may match it too. I really think they do. They're vellum. And yeah, I'm pretty sure these match. This is a doily. So I have a couple of those. So I pulled out the vellum. And I think these, because I did have the dragonfly paper. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Here's the dragonfly paper. Now, I had pulled out anything that had bees on it because I've kind of got another collection, or another, like, it's my own collection, that's got all my bee stuff on it, and like my die cuts and any, like, from different paper pads. I got a couple of different bee things. So I put all that together. Yeah, so here's some more. So, and then I pulled out some things that I thought just might match. I trimmed off some of my Dollar Tree gems, some just different things that I had to match. And I've also pulled out some coordinating paper, just solids that I think match. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to pull out my die cuts, and I'm going to make me some ephemera to go with this. Also want to make sure I have plenty of happy birthday sentiments. You know, these say like hello, sending sunshine your way, but it's always good to have just some good happy birthday, and I've got some solid of that, or maybe some yellow. And then also, let me find it. I am going to take this small sticker paper or sticker book. This came from Hobby Lobby. It's the Paper Studio. It was $4.99. I got it for 40% off, though, I know, or more. So I did not pay a lot. It's got 170 pieces in it, and they're very, there's nothing fancy here. Congrats, made with love, happy birthday, love, and thanks so much. So very basic sentiments, and they're black, silver, and gold. So I'm going to take this. Does not take a whole lot of room. I can always stick these on things. Washi tape. So I don't have any matching washi tape, but I did go through my washi tape and find some matching. So these are all different ones. This I bought on clearance. It was a set of 3 at the Dollar General. I bought a bunch. This too, bought at the Dollar General on clearance. This was a pack I got a long time ago. This is Dollar Tree, and I think all of these are Dollar Tree packs. So I've got those. I also am going to take some markers, and some markers that coordinate with my colors. So I kind of went through and just swatched some of my my Sharpies that I had, and found me some that I thought would match. It kind of matches this pinkish coral here. A blue, even though this is more green, this is kind of a bluish green, and then a yellow. So I'm going to take those, and so I'll work on that. Make me lots of flags, and I'll come back and I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so I have been cutting up some paper. Now, honestly, I actually did not even pull out my dies. I just pulled out my punches, and I don't have a lot of punches. I do have a couple of border punches that I got at the thrift store. So I have used those border punches, and I went with the solids on these. I think you'll see them better against the print. So I went with the solids on those. I used circle punches, so I've got some large circles here. These are about 2.5 inches. So I've got one of those. I did just some rectangles and rounded the corners. Had some more flags from scrap, so these are a little bit wider. Maybe some good sentiment strips for these stickers that these could go on. What else? Let's see. I decided to leave these strips just like they are for now. I did have an idea. Remember I said earlier when I had my little decorative scissors that they reminded me of a postage stamp. So I had thought that I could turn some of these into postage stamps. So trim there, trim there. And I'm taking these scissors so I can always do this. Oops. There we go. So I've got that. There's a shape. But for the most part, I'm going to leave these like they are. I can always have some longer banners too. I'm going to take some of the solid cardstock because I'm going to have my paper cutter. I can always put my sentiment on these solid colors and then use my paper trimmer to trim it up. And then layer it on some of my other things. So I decided not to just go wild with punches and dies. One thing I did do is I did punch some flowers. So I do have this punch, and so I did the strawberries out of this punch, and this was not a very big piece of paper. It was this piece of paper, and this is a pretty large punch. So I was not able to get a whole lot, but what I did do though is I would use the edge of the paper and even just do part, okay? Because this flower has 5 petals, and so I just want to show you how even though I couldn't get whole flowers, I can still end up with a flower. Now with this one, you kind of, or this is the way I do it, I kind of fold these in half. And I used one of my other circle punches. I think this is about a 1 inch, and I punched just some center so I'd have it for my flowers. But I'm just going to layer this on top. I'm going to alternate the petals. Oh, what I didn't do, I meant to trim those pieces off. Yeah. So where I punched it and I've got like part of a petal, I'm going to trim that off. And then when I put the center here, it's going to hide all that ugliness. You could do it on the back too, but I think it's easier. For me, it was easier just to do it on the front, and then I'm going to cover that up. And then I could even take one of my, where I had punched, whoops, here they are, where I had punched. I did some heart and some small circles. I mean, I could put something else on it. Or even just a heart in the middle of it. So, all right, so I got those, and then I have a daisy punch too, and I love this daisy punch. It's a very versatile punch. I think it's one. So again, you know, I could get some whole flowers, but then I punched some half flowers, and the whole flowers, you know, that's kind of easy. I'm gonna do that, and at first I thought white. You can do a big circle on this, or you can do a small circle. I actually thought yellow too. Or even a darker pink. See, here's a yellow. Okay, or you can do a smaller one. Let me grab my punch. Nope, not that one. This one. This is a 5/8 punch. And do I want yellow or do I want pink or white? I mean, we can do white. Let's just do white. So put that on there. And then you can always fuzz up the edges on these. Okay. But these that I did not have whole ones, I do have an auto mount here, but that's okay. I'm going to do like I did before, and I'm going to trim off if I've got like part of one. So I actually got too many petals. Let me trim off one because it's going to overlap. It would be okay. I'm just kind of OCD about that. And then I need another little circle. So I have 2 pairs of flowers. I have some extra circles here. I could even do this and have it like hanging off if I wanted to, but I don't think I will. What else do I have? So I've got the banners. Here's some more of the those. And then let me just show you what else I pulled out from my scrap bin. I think I mentioned that I've got the bling from the Dollar Tree. A couple of different kinds of that. Also had, these are things I already had cut. I've got some fence, some just a shape. I've got a variety of circles here, some brown frames. This was a die cut I had. So I've got just a variety of things that I already had cut that I'm just pulling in. Some larger hearts, some white and pink hearts, and then the cut aparts that had gone with this set. So I'm going to bag all this up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like ready to travel. Okay, so I've got everything bagged up. I ended up just doing my cards and envelopes in one bag because my thought is I could do different sets of these. And this is not only going to be good for traveling, but also like if I want to go in the living room and work. It's just got all my stuff together. So I did pull out this Happy Planner bag that I had and put all my tools in it. I ended up using paper clips to hold my rolls of sticky dots. And let's put it in our bag. All right, so my clipboard is a little long, but I just turned it diagonal. Oh, and there's my punch. So put that in there. There's all my ephemera. I also ended up adding some ribbon. This is some thrift store ribbon I got, but it is like for paper crafting because it's got the adhesive on the back. I just have to pull off the like the tape piece. So added that. All my tape is in here. There's my card bases, or my my panel, and everything is in here. And I'm gonna put my cards in here. And I am ready to go craft. So if you've got something like this that you travel and craft with, or some way, is there something that I did not put in my bag that you put in yours, something you recommend, maybe something I don't need. So I'd just be interested to hear what else other people are doing, because I know that we all like to craft, and even when we go on vacation, we like to craft. So let me know if you like this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you've not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. See you later.